Admiral Kira Patel stood at the bridge of the ESS Endeavour, humanity's first faster-than-light capable vessel, watching the massive Zaxian warship approach through the viewscreen. Her dark eyes narrowed as she studied the crystalline architecture of the alien vessel, its purple-hued hull gleaming against the backdrop of distant stars. "They're hailing us again, Admiral," Lieutenant James Morrison reported from his communication station, his fingers hovering over the holographic interface. "Put them through," Patel ordered, squaring her shoulders. The ship's AI translated in real time as High Commander Vexthor's face appeared on screen, his iridescent scales shifting colors with each word. "Primitive species," the Zaxian commander sneered. "Your continued resistance is both amusing and futile. The Zaxian Empire has ruled this sector for 10,000 years. Submit now, and we may preserve some of your population as study specimens." Patel's jaw tightened, but her voice remained diplomatic. "Commander, we've shown you our peaceful intentions. Earth seeks only to join the galactic community as equals. We have much to offer through cultural exchange and trade." The alien's laughter echoed through the bridge. "Equals? Your species barely managed to leave its gravity well. What could you possibly offer the Empire?" Before Patel could respond, proximity alarms blared. 3 more Zaxian warships emerged from faster-than-light travel, their weapons charging. "You have 1 planetary rotation to submit your surrender," Vexthor declared. "Otherwise, we will demonstrate the true meaning of power." The transmission cut off. Lieutenant Morrison's hands flew across his console. "Admiral, they're moving to surround us. Energy readings suggest their weapons could tear through our shields in seconds." Patel allowed herself a small smile. "Exactly as expected. Send the signal." Across the void of space, seemingly empty regions suddenly shimmered as 20 smaller Earth vessels dropped their experimental photonic camouflage. The Endeavour had not come alone. Humanity had learned caution during its long history of conflict. "Tactical analysis coming in," reported Commander Rashid from his station. "Their ships are heavily armored but slow to maneuver. Shield configurations suggest they've never encountered our quantum torpedo technology." "They expect us to either flee or surrender," Patel mused. "They don't understand human nature at all." She opened a channel to the rest of the Earth fleet. "All ships, execute Formation Delta. Remember your training. We're not just fighting for ourselves today. We're fighting for humanity's place among the stars." The battle that followed would be studied in military academies across the galaxy for centuries to come. The Earth ships moved with unprecedented coordination, their smaller size allowing them to execute maneuvers the Zaxian vessels couldn't match. Quantum torpedoes phased through the alien shields, their revolutionary technology bypassing defenses designed to stop conventional weapons. Within hours, 3 Zaxian warships were disabled, their crews evacuating in escape pods. Only Vexthor's flagship remained, its weapons still firing desperately at the nimble Earth vessels. "They're charging their faster-than-light drive," Morrison reported. "Attempting to retreat." "Not yet," Patel ordered. "Target their engine core. Disable only. We need to send a message, not start a war." A precisely aimed torpedo struck the Zaxian flagship's drive system, leaving it dead in space. This time, when Vexthor's face appeared on the viewscreen, his scales had paled to a sickly white. "Impossible," he whispered. You planned this from the beginning." "We did," Patel confirmed. "Humanity has spent millennia fighting itself, Commander. We've learned to prepare for the worst while hoping for the best. Now shall we discuss terms for a more equal relationship between our peoples?" The news of the battle spread quickly through the galaxy. In the Grand Hall of the Galactic Council, representatives from 100 species argued about the implications. The Zaxian Empire, undefeated for centuries, had been humbled by a species that had achieved faster-than-light travel less than a decade ago. On the Council's central platform, Supreme Counselor Ziratel of the Arcturian Collective addressed the Assembly. "This cannot be tolerated. These humans must be contained before they destabilize the entire sector. Who knows what other technologies they've developed in their isolation?" But Counselor Nix of the Meridian Alliance raised his crystalline appendage in objection. Perhaps we should consider that our assumptions about developing species need to be reevaluated. The humans didn't just defeat a superior force. They did so while minimizing casualties and remaining open to diplomatic solutions. In her quarters aboard the Endeavour, Admiral Patel recorded her log entry. First contact day +7. The Galactic Council has agreed to open diplomatic relations with Earth, though many members remain wary. They don't yet understand that humanity doesn't seek conquest or dominance. We simply want our place among the stars. And we're prepared to earn it. She paused, looking out at the star-filled viewport. But they're learning. The Zaxian Empire has agreed to trade negotiations, and 3 other species have already requested cultural exchange programs. Perhaps the greatest power humanity brings to the galaxy isn't our technology or our tactical thinking, but our ability to turn enemies into allies. A message notification flashed on her screen. The Galactic Council was calling an emergency session to discuss humanity's role in the galactic community. Patel smiled as she straightened her uniform. The real work was just beginning. 6 months after the Zaxian incident, Ambassador Marcus Rodriguez paced the crystalline halls of the Galactic Council's diplomatic wing, his weathered face reflecting off the polished surfaces. The emergency meeting he'd been summoned to couldn't mean good news. They're voting to impose sanctions, reported his aide, Diplomatic Officer Naomi Winters, her dark hair tied back severely as she studied her datavat. 17 species have already aligned against us. Rodriguez stopped pacing. Because we defended ourselves. Because we scared them, Winters corrected. The Meridian Alliance's deep space sensors detected our shipyards in the Kuiper Belt. They know we're building more ships. Before Rodriguez could respond, a soft chime indicated another presence. They turned to find Kittel, the insectoid representative of the Vith Collective, their compound eyes reflecting the ambient light. Human friends, Kittel's translator hummed. The collective has concerns. The Zaxian Empire has joined forces with the Drameri hegemony. They claim your quantum torpedo technology violates ancient treaties. Rodriguez exchanged glances with Winters. The Drameri were legendary arms dealers, supplying weapons to half the galaxy. If they felt threatened by human technology. How many ships? Rodriguez asked quietly. Combined fleet approaching 3,000 vessels. Kittel's antennae twitched. But this is not why I sought you out. The collective remembers. We remember when we were young, when the established powers sought to contain us. We remember those who stood with us then. Understanding dawned on Rodriguez's face. You're offering an alliance. More than that, Kittel moved closer, lowering their voice. The archival minds of the collective have analyzed your species extensively. Your adaptability, your innovative thinking. These are traits our people value. We believe there are others who would stand with us. Back on Earth, the Security Council convened in their underground chamber beneath Geneva. Admiral Patel, now Fleet Commander of Earth's growing Space Force, delivered her report to the assembled leaders. The Zaxian Drameri fleet will reach our solar system within 2 months, she stated, her holographic display showing fleet movements. Conventional tactics won't work against these numbers. Then we change the rules, declared Director Jun Hayashi of Earth's Science Division, stepping forward. Our quantum torpedo technology was just the beginning. Project Prometheus is ready for field testing. Murmurs filled the chamber. Project Prometheus had consumed massive resources, its existence known only to a handful of individuals. It's not just about technology, Patel insisted. The Vith Collective's offer changes everything. Their bioengineering capabilities complement our industrial strength, and with their support, the Kalian Republic might join us too. The Kalians? Someone scoffed. They haven't taken sides in a conflict for 10,000 years. Exactly, Patel smiled. They're observers, and they've been observing how we handled the Zaxian incident, how we disabled rather than destroyed, how we offered peace even after victory. The next few weeks saw a flurry of diplomatic activity. While the Zaxian Drameri fleet gathered strength, Earth's ambassadors worked tirelessly. The Vith collective's support lent humanity legitimacy in the eyes of many species. The Kalian Republic, true to Patel's prediction, announced their scientific interest in human development. But the true surprise came from an unexpected quarter. The nomad clans, interstellar wanderers who had refused to join the Galactic Council, approached Earth with an offer. Their ships were few but incredibly advanced, their crews master strategists who had survived centuries of persecution. "You're different," Clan Elder Saren told Rodriguez during their first meeting. "The Council species talk of peace while hoarding power. You speak of cooperation while preparing for war. This we understand." In the Kuiper Belt, Earth's shipyards worked at full capacity. The new vessels incorporated Vith organic technology and Nomad stealth systems. Project Prometheus, when finally revealed, stunned even humanity's allies, a method of using quantum entanglement to coordinate fleet actions across vast distances, enabling complex strategies that would be impossible for conventional command structures. As the combined Zaxian Drameri fleet approached Sol, they encountered something unprecedented. A unified force of humans, Vith, Kalians, and nomads. Ships of different designs moved in perfect synchronization, their formations shifting like schools of fish. "They expect us to stand alone," Patel addressed the combined fleet from the bridge of the new ESS Prometheus. "They expect us to be isolated, contained, controlled. Instead, we stand together, not because of fear or ancient treaties, but because we choose to face the future as equals." The Drameri Admiral's transmission crackled through the command channel. "This changes nothing. You faced the two most powerful civilizations in the galaxy." "No," Patel corrected. "You face the future, and it's coming at you with everything we've got." The battle that followed would reshape galactic politics forever. But more than that, it would prove that humanity's greatest strength wasn't their technology or their tactics. It was their ability to build bridges where others saw only walls. The holographic war room beneath Geneva hummed with tension as Fleet Commander Patel revealed the most audacious military plan in human history. Representatives from the allied species leaned forward, their varied forms casting strange shadows on the strategic displays. "Operation Thunderstrike," Patel began, her voice steady despite the stakes, "will target the heart of Dramera weapons production. Not their shipyards, their research facilities." Clan Elder Saren's holographic form flickered. "The Drameri weapons laboratories are spread across 12 systems, each more heavily defended than the last. Even with our combined forces, we don't need to attack them all," interrupted Dr. Ravi Kumar, Earth's lead quantum physicist. His dark eyes gleamed with the intensity that had made him legendary among the science corps. "We just need their quantum core research facility on Helios Prime." The Vith representative's antennae twitched. "Impossible. Helios Prime orbits a neutron star. The radiation alone is exactly what we need." Kumar smiled. "Project Prometheus isn't just a communication system. It's a weapon. But we need their quantum core research to complete it." The plan unfolded like a deadly dance. While the main fleet engaged Zaxian Drameri forces near the Arcturus sector, drawing their attention, a special task force would make the seemingly suicidal push toward Helios Prime. The team would be small, just 3 ships, crewed by volunteers from each allied species. Commander Jacqueline Torres stood on the bridge of the ESS Shadowstrike, one of the 3 chosen vessels. Her crew was a miracle of interspecies cooperation. Vith navigation specialists, Kalian scientists, and Nomad tactical experts working alongside human officers. "Final checks complete," reported Lieutenant Wei, her tactical officer. "Quantum shields at maximum capacity." Torres nodded, studying the swirling colors of the neutron star ahead. "Send the signal. Operation Thunderstrike is go." The 3 ships dropped out of quantum space directly into Hell. Helios Prime's defense grid activated instantly, filling space with a web of energy weapons. But the defenders had never encountered vessels using combined human-nomad stealth technology and Vife organic shielding. "They're targeting our projected positions," Wei called out, his hands dancing across the tactical display. "Predictive algorithms failing against our quantum signature." The Vith navigator, Corel, chittered excitedly. "Radiation levels within tolerance. Organic hull adapting." But it wasn't just about reaching the facility. Kumar's team needed to extract specific quantum core data while simultaneously uploading a virus that would sabotage the Dromeri's weapons research, all while surviving in an environment that could vaporize their ships in seconds. "Multiple capital ships on intercept course," Wei reported tensely. "Dromeri dreadnoughts. They're not falling for the distraction." Torres opened a channel to her sister ships. "Implement Protocol Omega." "Dr. Kumar, you have 10 minutes." What followed was perhaps the most precise demonstration of interspecies coordination in galactic history. The three ships moved in complex patterns, each protecting the others while simultaneously creating a quantum interference field that Kumar's team needed for their work. "Upload at 60%, Kumar reported, his voice strained. "But their quantum core, it's more advanced than we expected." The calculations. A Vife scientist named Tilara moved to Kumar's station, her compound eyes processing data faster than any human could. "The patterns. Yes, like our bioneural networks. If we modify the upload sequence." A massive explosion rocked the Shadow Strike. "Direct hit," Wei shouted. "Aft shields failing." 7 minutes, Torres announced calmly. "Make them count." Kumar and Tilara worked furiously, their different species approaches to mathematics creating something entirely new. The Kalian scientists contributed their millennium of observations, while Nomad tactical systems kept them alive against increasingly desperate Dromeri attacks. "Upload complete," Kumar finally announced. "But the core data." "Got it," Tilara finished. "Better than we hoped." "The theoretical applications." "Theorize later," Torres interrupted. "All ships, emergency quantum jump. Now." They escaped just as the Dromeri fleet arrived in force, their ships disappearing into quantum space with their precious cargo of data and uploaded viruses. But the real victory wasn't just in what they'd stolen. It was in what they'd learned. The combined human-Vith quantum calculations would revolutionize their understanding of spacetime. The Kalian observations would transform their shield technology. And the Nomad tactical systems had evolved to incorporate strategies from all their allies. Back in the Geneva war room, Paddle reviewed the operation's results with growing excitement. The Dromeri weapons research has been set back decades. But more importantly, we've proven that our differences make us stronger. Each species contributed something unique, something essential. Clan Elder Saren's hologram nodded slowly. "Perhaps this is why the Council fears you, humans. Not for your weapons or your tactics, but for your ability to unite those who have stood apart for millennia." "They should fear us," Kumar added, still reviewing the quantum data. "Because what we've learned today, it changes everything." The quantum core calculations, combined with Project Prometheus. He looked up, his eyes bright with possibilities. "We're ready for Phase 2. The gathered allies leaned forward as Paddle brought up a new holographic display. Operations Thunderstrike had been just the beginning. The real revolution was about to begin. The massive Dromeri Zaxian armada emerged from quantum space at the edge of the Sol system, their ships darkening the starfield like a metallic cloud. Earth's long-range sensors counted over 5,000 vessels, the largest fleet ever assembled in known galactic history. In the Lunar Command Center, Fleet Commander Patel watched the incoming forces with Dr. Kumar and their allies. Project Prometheus's quantum displays showed every enemy vessel in perfect detail, their movements predicted down to the microsecond. "They think they have us cornered," Patel observed. "Their entire strategy assumes we'll defend Earth conventionally." Ketel of the Vife Collective flexed their mandibles. "The combined fleet approaches in standard Dromeri assault formation. They expect us to break under overwhelming force." "Let them come," Kumar smiled, his fingers dancing across quantum-linked controls. "Everything is prepared." Clan Elder Saren's hologram nodded. "All Nomad vessels are in position. The Kalian observation posts are active. Earth's quantum grid is fully operational." The enemy fleet moved with devastating purpose, spreading out to establish a blockade of the entire system. Their first wave of quantum torpedoes, copied from stolen human designs, but crude and unrefined, streaked toward Earth's orbital defenses. "They're targeting our shipyards," reported Lieutenant Wei from his tactical station. "Standard protocol would be to raise planetary shields now." "But we're not following standard protocol," Paddle reminded him. "Signal all ships. Execute Operation Solar Storm." What happened next would be studied by military historians for centuries. Instead of raising shields, Earth's defenses went dark. The orbital platforms, the lunar bases, even the mighty shipyards, everything powered down simultaneously. The Dromeri Zaxian fleet paused, confused by the apparent surrender. Then their sensors detected something extraordinary: quantum fluctuations throughout the entire solar system, emanating from seemingly empty space. "Project Prometheus, Phase 2, Kumar announced. "Activating now." The true genius of humanity's plan was revealed. Those months of apparent shipbuilding in the Kuiper Belt had been a deception. The real work had been happening in the heart of the sun itself, where automated constructors had built a vast network of quantum resonators. Suddenly, every ship in Earth's allied fleet seemed to multiply. Quantum duplicates, indistinguishable from the originals, appeared throughout the system. The Dromeri's stolen quantum torpedo technology backfired spectacularly, their own weapons passing harmlessly through the duplicates while the real ships struck from unexpected vectors. "Quantum entanglement field at maximum," Kumar reported. "The sun's magnetic field is amplifying the effect exactly as calculated. Every ship in our fleet now effectively exists in multiple places simultaneously." The Veth organic ships adapted instantly to the quantum field, their biomural networks synchronizing with the solar resonators. Nomad vessels, already masters of stealth, became virtually impossible to target. And the Kalian observers recorded everything, their ancient knowledge helping to refine the system in real time. High Admiral Vexthor of the Zaxian fleet, the same commander who had once dismissed humanity as primitive, watched in horror as his carefully planned assault dissolved into chaos. "Impossible. Their technology. This violates fundamental laws of physics." "No," Patel's voice came through on all channels. "It just violates your understanding of those laws. Humanity didn't just develop new weapons. We changed how we think about space, time, and reality itself. And we did it by working with allies you dismissed as inferior." The battle raged for 3 days, but the outcome was never in doubt. The quantum duplicates allowed Earth's smaller fleet to be everywhere at once, striking with perfect coordination through Project Prometheus's entangled network. The Dromeri's stolen quantum torpedoes proved worse than useless. Each shot they fired helped power the solar resonator network. When the end came, it was decisive but not destructive. Earth's forces disabled rather than destroyed their opponents, showing the same mercy that had marked their first encounter with the Zaxians. In the aftermath, as escape pods were rescued and prisoners treated with respect, something unprecedented happened. Junior officers from the Dromeri and Zaxian fleets began requesting asylum. They had seen not just humanity's power, but their principles in action. "A most elegant solution," Clan Elder Saren observed in the Lunar Command Center. "You transformed your star into the galaxy's largest quantum computer, yet used it to minimize casualties rather than maximize them. The true victory," Kumar added, "is what we learned in building it. The quantum principles we discovered. They'll revolutionize everything from communication to medicine. And we'll share this knowledge with all our allies." Patel nodded, watching the quantum displays show the enemy fleet's surrender. That's what the Council never understood. Humanity's greatest weapon was never our technology or our tactics. It was our willingness to learn from others, to share what we discover, to build something greater than ourselves. As the last Drameri ships powered down their weapons, a message arrived from the Galactic Council. After witnessing humanity's display of both power and restraint, they were ready to negotiate. But this time, they would be negotiating not just with Earth, but with a new alliance that would reshape the galaxy. The Siege of Sol had ended. The real revolution was about to begin. The Grand Assembly Hall of the Galactic Council had never seen such a diverse gathering. Representatives from over 1,000 species filled the crystalline chamber, their forms ranging from energy beings to silicon-based life forms. At the center of attention stood the joint delegation from Earth and its allies. Fleet Commander Patel, now serving as Earth's primary representative, stood alongside Ketal of the Vith, Clan Elder Saren of the Nomads, and the ethereal form of High Observer Invera of the Kalians. Dr. Kumar sat quietly behind them, his quantum interface subtly monitoring the unprecedented gathering. Supreme Counselor Zaratel's voice echoed through the chamber. We are gathered here to address the fundamental reshaping of galactic society. The recent events have forced us to confront uncomfortable truths about our assumptions and prejudices. More than that, interrupted former High Admiral Vex Thor, now speaking as a reformed advocate for cooperation, we must acknowledge that our entire approach to galactic governance requires reconstruction. Kumar's quantum sensors detected a subtle shift in the chamber's emotional atmosphere. The defeated Drameri Zaxian forces had not just surrendered. Many had become the most passionate supporters of the new order humanity and its allies represented. Patel stepped forward, her voice clear and confident. We come not to impose our will, but to propose a new way forward. Project Prometheus was never meant to be just a weapon. It's a framework for connection, for sharing knowledge across the barriers that have divided us. She gestured, and the chamber's holographic systems activated, showing the true scope of what humanity and its allies had created. The quantum network centered on Sol's star was just the beginning. Similar networks could be established around every star, creating an interconnected web of communication and cooperation that would span the galaxy. Imagine, Kumar added, standing to join Patel, a galaxy where technology and knowledge are shared freely, where each species' unique perspectives contribute to solving challenges that affect us all. The quantum principles we discovered don't just allow for faster communication. They prove that everything in our galaxy is fundamentally connected. Ketal's antennae quivered with excitement. The Vith Collective has already begun integrating our bioneural networks with human quantum systems. The potential for advancement is beyond anything in our recorded history. A murmur ran through the assembly as the implications became clear. The old power structures, based on technological hoarding and military might, were becoming obsolete. A new order was emerging, founded on cooperation and shared discovery. But what of security? Demanded a representative from the hegemony's remnants. What prevents this network from being used for dominance? Clan Elder Saren stepped forward, his ancient eyes gleaming. The network itself, the quantum principles it operates on require harmony to function. Attempt to use it for conquest, and it becomes useless. The humans didn't just build a better weapon. They created a system that rewards cooperation and punishes aggression. High Observer Invera's ethereal form pulsed with approval. In all our millennia of watching, we Kalians have never seen such potential for positive change. This is why we chose to end our neutrality, not to support one side in a war, but to help birth a new era. The next several hours saw the most dramatic restructuring of galactic society since the Council's formation. The old hierarchical system was dissolved, replaced by a new framework based on mutual contribution and shared advancement. Every species, regardless of their technological level, would have a voice in shaping the galaxy's future. Former enemies found themselves working together, combining their knowledge in ways that sparked revolutionary breakthroughs. The Drameri's weapons research was transformed into medical technology. Zaxian military discipline merged with human creativity to create new approaches to space exploration. As the session concluded, Paddle stood with her allies, watching the various species mingling freely, sharing ideas, and forming new connections. You know, she mused. When we first reached for the stars, we never imagined this would be our greatest contribution to the galaxy. What contribution is that? Asked Kumar, though his smile suggested he already knew the answer. Teaching the galaxy to laugh together instead of at each other, she replied. Showing that our differences are strengths, not weaknesses. Proving that the unknown doesn't have to be feared, it can be explored together. In the years that followed, the galaxy underwent a transformation more profound than any military victory could have achieved. The quantum network expanded, linking systems in ways that made old borders meaningless. Scientific advancement accelerated exponentially as species shared their knowledge freely. But perhaps the most significant change was in how the galaxy's inhabitants viewed each other. The humans' ability to turn former enemies into allies, to find strength in diversity, and to face challenges with both innovation and compassion became a model for all species. The old saying that had once been used to mock humanity, "They're too young to understand galactic politics," took on a new meaning. Youth, it turned out, brought fresh perspectives and the courage to question old assumptions. The humans' primitive approach to cooperation had proven more advanced than millennia of established diplomatic protocols. As the new era dawned, a simple message was encoded into the quantum network, readable by all species. The stars belong to everyone. Let's explore them together. The galaxy had laughed at humanity's warning. Now they laughed with humanity's joy of discovery. And that made all the difference.